Phoenix Alpha Ecliptic Slant Razor. Let's check it out. Hey everybody, welcome back to another shaving video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Alpha Ecliptic Slant Razor from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Now, this aluminum slant razor is currently retailing for $75. It is made out of a CNC machined antique bronze anodized finish, and it is definitely a unique slant razor. When you order it, you do get a choice of handle size. You can choose either 3.25 or 3.5 inches long. So the head weighs 19 grams, very light head, and your handles are going to run either 21 grams or 23 grams depending on the length. I will show the box that it comes in because I think that's kind of a cool touch to this razor. It does have its own dedicated box with some neat artwork there. So it's a nice quality box that it comes in, and even though you're only going to look at that, one time, I think it is definitely worth noting. So this razor here is based on a very rare vintage German Bakelite slant called the Walbush slant. So I've never tried one of those razors, but from what I hear, it did have this same kind of humpback design, and that was very, very unique to these. So I'm going to be going through trying to show all the different aspects of this and shaving with it and giving my opinion and maybe some tips on how to do it. So first of all, it is a 3-piece razor, and I don't know if I mentioned it is out of 7075 aluminum. That has to do with the hardness of it. So it is a little bit harder of aluminum than other razors. Like, for example, I have here the Razor Rock Baby Smooth. It is I believe that one is like 60, 61 or something like that. So it's not quite as hard. So when you're loading the blade with this razor, it is kind of unique because the way the head sits on there on the base plate, you can only put it in one way. So if you see I try to put it in the wrong way, it's just not going to work. So only goes in one way. Now when you put the blade in here, these tolerances are pretty tight, so when you set it on, I found that I can't really push the blade down on there, or I really just don't want to, because the tolerances are pretty tight and I don't like fussing with a really sharp blade. So what I do to load the blade is I just put it on there. Like I said, you're not going to put it on the wrong way. Oops, see, I might have just done that. Nope, there it is. It was right the first time. And when I screw on the handle, I just let the handle do the work, and it'll snap that blade into place. All right. Sorry there, I just had to push the cap on all the way. There you go. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the blade gap. There's quite a bit of area there, if I could get it to focus, from that blade. Now, something that's unique kind of about this slant is the way the blade sits in there. It's a traditional slant razor, really like torques the blade. This one just, it kind of slants it, but it doesn't put the same amount of force on there, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get lathered up and get ready for this shave. All lathered up and ready to go with this first pass. So the first thing I'm going to do is align my sideburns. Now this can be a little bit difficult with most slants, but I apply the same kind of tactic here. Just kind of get it at eye level and adjust the razor so that you see the blade as straight. And so I apply it to my sideburn and just do the first cut, and I'll do that on both sides right away. That way, no matter how carried away I get in the shave, that I know the sideburns are taken care of. One thing I wanted to mention is the handle on this thing. It is called the Neo Vic handle. That's their name for it. And the knurling on this handle, I have to say, is probably the grippiest knurling of really any handle I've ever used. It's just I don't know what it is. They're real small, like posts on there, but wet or dry, this thing's just absolutely not going anywhere. I've really enjoyed that. The pinky thing, I keep trying to get. I have that on the stainless DOC also, and I'm trying to make it work, but it's just, you know, a little foreign for me. So anyways, when shaving with this razor, now after I've adjusted for the sideburns, sorry, I don't adjust for the entire shave. Then I just kind of, you know, shave as normal. But one thing about this with the angle, you'll see that it has, you know, the humpback design. You really have to trust that angle. And what I found is that it's an incredibly steep angle, as you can see, and it's just more than I think most common razors do. However, the word of advice I'd give you is to really trust this angle. And if you do, it's really going to reward you. I'm going to finish up with this first pass. First pass down with the Alpha Ecliptic razor, and it's already very close. This razor is certainly an efficient shaver, as most slants are, but this one is really nice. Now, when I first shaved with it, maybe the first 2 or 3 times, I kind of felt that it was an extra aggressive razor, and although it did shave extremely well and extremely close, I felt that it was, you know, like I said, really aggressive. But what I found is that was probably more of me than the razor, and I'll talk about that in a second. But what I wanted to show you, another thing, is that if you'll notice underneath the blade, there's a lot of room. So one side's clear right now, and one side is has lather in it. It's just like kind of like a deep channel in there, and it does hold a lot of lather and soap and stuff. So all I do is just put that in my little bowl that I rinse it out with and just kind of shake it back and forth, and that clears out no problem. I've had no problems with this razor clogging or anything. It's just kind of unique. Not many razors have a big area like that. So like I said, just shook it out of the razor and it's clean. So anyways, back to it being really aggressive. What I noticed was that was because I wasn't trusting the angle that the razor gives you. Now, this razor naturally, when it's cutting, will sing to you. You will be able to hear it. But what I found is that if it's singing too loud, that is kind of an indicator to me that I'm opening up on my, or sorry, letting up on my angle, and I'm going a little bit more towards the scrape of it, which is what made me think initially that it was a more aggressive razor. So I just kind of, after a while, I've listened to it and gotten used to what this razor sounds like for me, and it's definitely still a very efficient razor, but I would say it is on still fairly aggressive, but on the lower side of that. Not anything that I would compare, for example, to the stainless DOC. Alright, let's continue this on. 2 passes down and the shave is very, very smooth. What I found with this razor is that when I use it, I'm typically only doing 2 passes and then touching up my trouble spots, which for me are the sides of my chin and then the underside of my jawline. And this razor, you know, it's done a really, really, really good job. The only problem spot or challenge I've had with this razor is kind of underneath the nose area, the big humpback. The geometry is a little bit interesting, but I have been able to get my with the grain pass fine, and then like right up against the nostrils when I come in for my across the grain, it is able to get those hairs up really close so that you don't miss anything. So it's just kind of like a trial and error thing, and after probably I would say about 10 shaves I really got this thing down and have had literally nothing but awesome shaves with it. So just a quick touch up on my neck and then I'll finish up this video. Two passes down along with my touch-ups, and the slant razor did exactly what I wanted it to do. My entire face is extremely, extremely smooth. No real cuts. I had one little weeper there, but as you can see, once I rinsed my face off, that was it. And this razor has just been smooth for me every single time. As far as the quality, you know, I think it is just really, really a nice razor. The handle super grippy. The uniqueness of it makes it really cool. Now, and the price point at $75, I think that's pretty fair for it. The only other one I have to relate it to, I had one of the aluminum Razor Rock Stealth Slants, and that was kind of like came out and it was like a, you know, a game changer and everyone wanted it. And I think I paid like somewhere around that for mine. And this is actually a far nicer razor. And I have to say that I think it shaves way better. I think these are going to be, you know, kind of hard to get for a little while. But I would highly recommend, you know, trying one out. This razor is just really, really nice. Another little weeper there. That spot's been trouble for me all week. But anyways, if you want this razor, go ahead and click. I have a link below that'll take you right to the page. And even if it isn't available, when you get to the product page, which like I said, the link will take you right there, and you can click on like an email button that'll send you an email as soon as they become available. And you know, even if you're just remotely thinking about it, still, you know, click on it, get the email, and then you can make your decision then. But this is just a really cool razor. Been pleased with it ever since, you know, the first shave. Like I said a few times, you'll get the angle of it. You just gotta trust it. Just no pressure, let it do its thing, and you're golden. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get back to them as soon as I can. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time with another video. Bye.